Hey everyone, Lam Research reported earnings for the quarter that ended on June 25th, and in this video I'm going to review those results. I'm also going to update my recommendation for Lam Research stock. Heading into these earnings results, I had the stock on the borderline between a hold and a buy. You're going to want to tune in to see if I'm updating that recommendation. Starting with, let's look at revenue, which came in at 3.21 billion. That was flat from the previous quarter, but was down significantly from the previous year. Lam Research, remember, relies on making sales into the personal computing industry, which has been down in the first half of 2023. Why is personal computing sales down in 2023? Well, remember in 2020 and in 2021, people bought a lot of computers. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. Well, there was a lot of computer sales in 2020 and 2021. That's because households needed to increase the number of computers per house. It used to be you were okay with having just one computer in your house. After 2020, that was no longer okay because you were working from home, your kids were learning from home, and so everyone needed a computer because we were all using a computer at the same time. So you couldn't just have the whole family using one computer. You needed computers for the whole family, and so that created a huge boost in computing sales in 2020 and 2021. And then of course, computers are long lasting goods. You're not going to buy a new one every year or every 2 years or every 3 years. Typically, computers are replaced every 4 to 6 years. And so that created a gap, which created the big decrease in demand for Lam's memory chips and semiconductors and all sorts of things that are related to that industry. Thankfully, though, this seems to be the bottom for Lam Research, and I'll highlight a little more going further. Earnings per share of $5.97 was slightly down from $6.01 from the previous quarter. Deferred revenue decreased to 1.8 billion from 2 billion in the previous quarter. Deferred revenue are orders placed with the company, but the company has not yet delivered on those orders. Think of that like a backlog type of thing. Those are deferred revenue will eventually turn into revenue. Headcount decreased by 1,300 to 17,400 from the previous quarter, so a meaningful amount of job cuts for Lam Research. Here's the good thing about Lam, and here's what investors were excited about and were anticipating all year, was this rebound. The company is forecasting 3.4 billion in revenue for the next quarter, which would be an increase from the previous quarter's 3.2 billion, and earnings per share of $5.82. Management is anticipating an increase in demand for its products as a result in the increase in effectiveness of artificial intelligence. Lam Research is thought of as one of the prime beneficiaries of this surge in spending in artificial intelligence. So that's been good news, but the stock has already risen in anticipation of this turnaround. Another big thing for the company is that the personal computing industry looks to be improving. Sales were down nearly 30% in the first quarter of 2022. They were down by like 16% in the second quarter of 2022. And some participants have suggested there's been a rebound as a result of the back to school season. So it looks like that's flattening out, and hopefully by the end of this year, the computing industry will start to grow again, because starting 2024, some of those computers that were bought in 2020 will need to be replaced. And so that will, couple with the demand for new computers, will create this demand for Lam Research's products. So to update my recommendation for Lam stock, I am keeping it on the borderline between a hold and a buy. The valuation has increased in anticipation of these good results, which is why I'm not giving it a full upgrade into a buy just yet. All right, but that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.